We are joined by NBC News correspondent Jacob Soboroff. He is in Pacific Palisades. That's the fire to the west of LA. You keep seeing that map. It's on the left of your screen. Jacob, good morning. You and I have been talking throughout the morning, and even if our viewers are not familiar with this area, they've probably heard of Sunset Boulevard, which you told me a good stretch of had burned. Tell me what you're seeing this morning.
Savannah and Joe, this is an absolutely devastating, catastrophic, and I am not being hyperbolic when I say situation. This is Pacific Palisades. This is the community that I grew up in, guys. I was born and raised in this neighborhood. Literally 3 blocks down that way on Frontera was the house that I was born into. And there are 23,000 people who live in this community in the city of Los Angeles. Pacific Palisades is a coastal community. It is a beautiful, beautiful place. And I have to tell you, I drove around here earlier this morning, and houses everywhere you look have burned down. The Palisades Village at the center of town has completely, for all intents and purposes, burned to the ground. Both supermarkets in this town, the library, many of the schools have burned to the ground. The gas stations have burned to the ground. There, as far as we know it, is not Pacific Palisades any longer, at least as it's existed in the 41 years I've been on Earth and been a resident and a proud resident of this community. Everyone has been ordered to evacuate here. As you can see, the winds continue to be extremely volatile, shifting in all directions. And the dryness, the lack of rainfall that we have had here over the course of this last 6 months or so is part of the problem. It is a tinderbox. It was a tinderbox ready to go. I'm just going to let this emergency service vehicle pass through. That is a Cal Fire Rescue, which helps me make the point, guys, that this is a massive all-hands-on-deck mutual aid type situation. There are not only law enforcement, Los Angeles Police Department is on a partial citywide tactical alert, which means officers from all over the city are called to this part of Los Angeles. But there are fire departments in and around this area from Santa Monica, from Malibu. Sorry, guys, the wind shifting, it just gets a little hot. All jurisdictions, firefighting airplanes, helicopters, they are doing everything they can to save life and property. But the circumstances, Mother Nature has just been too much. It is awful, and I'm devastated. I think the people here are devastated. Nobody wants to wake up and see what it looks like here in the light of day, because this town does not exist anymore. And I'm not talking about a rural wildfire, and those are catastrophic as well, dangerous, often deadly. We're talking about homes of tens of thousands of people in Los Angeles being gone this morning, guys.
Oh, and Jacob, you just lost your hat there, which I was about to ask you more about these winds. We are used to Santa Ana winds maybe this time of year or late in the year. Those are those hot, dry winds that blow from east to west. That's what we're experiencing here. But have you ever seen winds like this before? I mean, our climate unit has talked about winds reaching more than 100 miles an hour.
No, Joe, I haven't. And you're right. The Santa Ana winds are the ones that come from inland, in the inland of the United States, and blow out to the coast. They're often very hot. They call them the devil's winds. It's always dangerous in fire season when the Santa Ana winds are blowing. But right now, it's nothing like I've ever seen, not in my time in LA, and I don't think many people living today. This could end up being the worst fire in the history of the city of Los Angeles, rivaling the Bel Air fire from many decades ago. Part of the reason is with those Santa Ana winds blowing, and the winds blow. I mean, I've covered hurricanes for this network. It felt like hurricane-force winds here last night. They said that the winds were going to gust up to 60, 70, maybe even 100 miles an hour at times, and they are still gusting this morning as I'm speaking to you here from the intersection of Chautauqua and Sunset Boulevard. Anybody who's watching us live right now that knows Pacific Palisades, from Chautauqua Boulevard, where Chautauqua meets Sunset Boulevard into the Palisades Village, every single house along Sunset Boulevard on both sides of the street has burnt down. Every single house. And once you get to that Palisades Village, there is a heroic effort underway right now, you guys, to save the fire station 69. It's a very heartening situation with different firefighting engines from not only Los Angeles City, but all around the county and all around the greater Los Angeles area, coming to the defense of this fire station in the heart of this town. I remember as a kid, they used to fly demos where they would land the firefighting helicopter in the parking lot across the street from that fire station here. I just can't tell you what it feels like and what it's going to look like in the morning, where the fire station, if the fire station is the only thing or one of the only things left standing in the Palisades.
Jacob, you mentioned it feels like a hurricane. I mean, really, just that, I think, does it for viewers. It's like a hurricane, but with fire instead of there being water or rain or anything like that, which is just so terrifying. You mentioned the light of day. Joe made the point earlier, a lot of times that makes people want to head towards where their house is or was, see what's left, see if they were impacted. But obviously, that's not a good idea right now. Remind us of the evacuation orders in place in the area.
Absolutely do not do it. There is a mandatory evacuation order for virtually all of this part of the west side of Los Angeles, from all of the Palisades all the way stretching towards the 405 freeway through Brentwood. And it's no joke. It's no joke. If somehow you are still around, and there are not many houses left to be around in Pacific Palisades right now, get out and go. You mentioned, sort of the storm nature of this. I've heard the term firestorm before. I now understand what it is like to live in and stand next to one. You see the embers flying all around me. I don't wish anything on anybody watching right now, but if you could feel the heat that we feel standing here, if you could feel the wind whipping around, this is an unprecedented situation in Los Angeles. It's going to be one that's going to require a response from the federal government. I mean, we're talking about hundreds of millions, if not more, dollars in damage here. And an entire community in Los Angeles essentially wiped off the map. It's hard to wrap your head around.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.